Get out of my airspace, son. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I just had to throw that little clip in there. My name's Puppy, and welcome to episode 2 of Prepare for Tier 1. And guys, I'm excited. I don't know if you can tell that I'm excited, but I am excited. Battlefield 4 Beta is just hours away, you guys, and you should be excited if you are a fan of Battlefield at all. I'm sure you are. But we're going to go ahead and jump into this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that unlike the first episode of Prepare for Tier 1, there won't be any pauses or any pointing out or anything. In fact, I'm not really going to talk a lot about the gameplay. If you guys want to go ahead and pay attention to it and call out anything that I do that's a little bit sloppy, probably should have done something else, or anything of that nature, go ahead and feel free to mention it, just, for the learning experience of it all. This is an episode about, or a series about self-improvement and trying to get better, not just for me, but for you guys as well, although I know you guys like to help me more than help yourselves. So, yeah. Beyond that, though, the topic is the Battlefield 4 Beta and how we can approach it in the best possible manner in order to get the most from it. That way we are better prepared for competitive play in Battlefield 4. Now, for starters, likely the competitive game modes that are going to be seen in tournaments and stuff like that are not going to be available in the beta, which is more than likely the Diffuse. So there's not a lot we can do in regards to practicing for the game mode. You guys can work with the weapons, though. You can pay attention to the weapons, use all the weapons that you can while you're playing. However, something you really need to keep in mind while you're using all these weapons is do not judge which weapon is good and which weapon is bad by how fast it puts somebody down. Now, this is gonna sound a little weird, and it's not gonna be the easiest thing in the world to gauge if you're not really paying attention. But if you really pay attention, you can. You'll be able to tell. Just trust me on this. You want to be able to tell if you like a weapon or not based off its recoil pattern. Now, it might take a good little bit to put somebody down, but if it's got a nice steady recoil pattern that you can control, you personally can control very well, then that'll be a weapon that you want to keep in mind once Battlefield 4 fully releases. And the reason why I mention this is because, guys, this is a beta, and if you were a part of Battlefield 3, the Battlefield 3 beta, you may recall that some of the weapons got balanced afterwards. Like the UMP was hella OP, the M40A5 was really powerful. It was more powerful. It was just as powerful as the M90 during the beta, although the M90 was not in the beta. Well, it was, but I don't know anybody that actually got to it. At least I think so. I don't remember seeing anybody use it in the beta. And then there were some other guns, like the Dow was super underpowered. There's a lot of really underpowered guns. So that when the Battlefield 3 fully released, there was a lot of changes in the game. There was a lot of weapon changes. So, but it was all damage-wise. Nothing was recoil changes. So when you're playing the game, you want to go off of recoil because this is what you're going to be playing with. This is what you're going to be trying to figure out which one is best for you based off the recoil patterns. Now, some of the other stuff, besides just looking at guns that we can go ahead and try to pay attention to during the Battlefield 4 beta is which field upgrades suit your play style the most. You want to go ahead and make sure that you have a field upgrade set that is appropriate for the way you play. Now, the reason why I say this is because likely, that's something that you don't really change regardless of competitive play or whatever. You play how you play. So, that's something that you want to just try and figure out which one is best suited for you. And then another thing you can go ahead and start doing, and this one won't be too big of a deal because you'll only be able to do it on the one map because we only get one map, and I'm pretty sure it's the Siege one. I don't recall the full name off the top of my head right now because I'm so excited. But while you're wandering around the map, killing people and taking points and stuff, is to go ahead and start paying attention to, all right, where am I encountering people the most at? Where am I winning most of my gunfights from? Because if I'm winning most of my gunfights from a particular direction or a particular area, likely that means that there's a reason behind it. Maybe the sun's in the other person's face, or maybe the area I'm standing at's a little dark. And also keep an eye out for head glitch spots, because in competitive play, it's no holds bar, baby. Head glitch away. It's not frowned upon in the competitive scene, so that's something you want to go ahead and start finding. That way, when Battlefield 4 fully hits here, you guys, you will have at least one map checked off the list as something that you don't have to break down and just absolutely you know, you're already going to be pretty stretched as far as figuring out where all these spots are. Not to mention that we're going to have to work on the Diffuse game mode, but you know, just try to keep everything down to a minimum. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Diffuse game mode a little bit. I know you can't technically prepare for it during the beta, but some of you guys may have played or play Call of Duty, and if you do, then, you know, go ahead and practice in Search and Destroy, because it's going to be the same principle behind Search and Destroy, in which there's going to be a bomb site or 2 bomb sites, I'm not entirely sure, and one team will have the bomb, the other team has to defend, and it's basically a 1 life deal. You only get 1 life to go out there and give it your all. And you know, if you don't have that available, maybe you have Counter-Strike available. If you don't, maybe you can pick it up. It's dirt cheap. It's not that expensive. And Counter-Strike is basically the original Search and Destroy. They did it before Call of Duty ever did. And yeah, so you know, there's ways to go about preparing yourself for what game types will likely be seen in the competitive scene. I haven't heard anything, honestly, about Squad Rush. And I'm not entirely sure if Diffuse is replacing it or not, but every list that I've seen that lists all the game modes says that it doesn't list Squad Rush. However, I also see quotes from DICE people that say that all the game modes that are in Battlefield will show up in Battlefield 4. And you also, in those lists that show all the game modes for Battlefield 4 but do not show Squad Rush, do not have certain game modes listed, such as Gunmaster and things of that nature. So maybe Squad Rush is still around, and if it is, likely that will be one of the better ones adopted by the competitive scene, just because it's what we're used to. But I feel like that's enough for you guys today. This video is coming to an end, so go ahead, remember to keep that stuff in mind while you're grinding away on the beta, and this is Puppy signing out. Peace.